This is the LUMIX L10, a really cool camera with a really cool concept behind it. There's lots of things to like about this camera, and in this video I want to share with you my absolute favorite thing, but I can guarantee it won't be what you expect. It's not the sensor, the lens, the EVF, the mechanical shutter, the hot shoe, or even the build quality. No, it's this little switch up here on the top of the lens that LUMIX are calling the function switch. Let me explain. LUMIX as a brand are known for providing loads of function buttons on their cameras, and the L10 is no different. And just like all of the buttons and dials that can be customized, so too can the function switch on the lens here. It can be set up to do a load of different things. Out of the box, the function switch on the L10 is set up to change the aspect ratio, which is pretty cool if you're into like playing with different aspect ratios and testing those out and stuff. I'm not really, so as soon as I got my hands on this camera, I dived straight into the menu to see what else the function switch could do. If you go into Settings, Operation, Function Switch Settings, you can find all the other things that the function switch can do, including setting it up to swap between LUTs, or even to change the subject that your autofocus is detecting. The one that stood out to me initially though was the option to change the function switch to control the step zoom. If you don't know what step zoom is, let me explain. It's really cool. As the L10 is a compact camera, that means that the lens on this thing is permanently stuck on. But luckily for us, the lens on this beauty is one of the most well-loved zoom lenses out there. I have to be honest though, I'm more of a prime lens shooter, like typically preferring to use my feet rather than like zooming in. When I first got my hands on the L10, I wasn't really enjoying being able to zoom. Like zooming's just one of those things I don't want to have to think about. Like it's an extra decision to make when you're out shooting, and it doesn't help that the zoom speed of this lens, even with it turned up full speed on the camera, is quite slow. By setting the function switch on the L10 to step zoom, I can quickly choose 3 focal lengths to put in the preset slots here. So I think I have it set to 35mm, 50mm, and 75mm. Flick it to one of those and never have to touch the digital zoom lens rocker here on the top of the camera. By setting the function switch up this way, I can flick it to say preset slot 2 and shoot with a 50mm focal length all day long without having to think about zooming once. But if I do want a different focal length, I just need to flick the switch and it changes to 75 or 35 or whatever you want to set it up as. Having it set up like this really changes how I view the camera. It's like having 3 prime lenses with me at all times rather than like infinite zoom options, which I find really overwhelming. So the function switch is pretty cool, right? Well, just wait, it gets better, because in the menu you can set up your function switch to swap between 3 out of 10 of your My Photo Style slots. If you don't know what a My Photo Style is, it's basically in a LUMIX camera where you can save your LUT and your grain and your contrast and your saturation and white balance for each look that you create. I go by rawness JPEGs, right? So obviously I'm obsessed with shooting JPEGs. The clue's in the name. I've used Fujifilm and Nikon and LUMIX for shooting JPEGs, and in my opinion, LUMIX is by far the best option because they're the only cameras where you can design a LUT, load it into the camera, change a bunch of settings, and create a totally unique and custom look for shooting your JPEGs. In your camera, LUMIX provides you with 10 slots for creating custom looks. So I have those all filled up with looks I've created or ones that I am still working on or whatever. And now with the function switch on the lens, I can choose 3 of these looks and set 1 for each of the switch positions. So I have my 3 looks at my fingertips, ready for shooting great looking JPEGs. Setting my L10 up in this way I found to be so fun. It almost reminds me of shooting film, you know, choosing what roll of film you're gonna shoot with that day. In the same way, I can load up my function switch with 3 different LUMIX looks. So for example, in slot 1, I could have my HP5 look. In slot 2, I could have my Kodak Portrait 800 look. And in slot 3, I could have, say, my Lucky C200 look, and I could go out on a day trip, swapping between each one as I feel like it. It's such a simple idea, but totally changes how you shoot with the camera and totally changes how you see the world around you. It's meant to be fun, right? Photography is meant to be fun. I guarantee if you're watching this and you're a photographer, the reason you're a photographer is because at some point you were like, Oh, this is quite fun. There's loads of ways you could set this up too. So you could have even the same LUT on each switch position, but with different contrasts or different grain settings or white balances or whatever. Like, the possibilities are literally endless. You know what, you could even do the same LUT, but at different LUT opacities. That would be really cool, you know, like a 20%, 60% and 100%. I don't know. The possibilities are endless, so go and have fun. So that's the function switch. Hopefully you can see why I'm enjoying using it. Maybe you think I'm mad, but that's okay because it doesn't stop there. I just want to quickly tell you about another feature that LUMIX has introduced, like low-key introduced, and I'm so stoked about it. It's been something that I've been asking for a little while, and I'm so happy that we finally got it. Although I love shooting JPEGs, I always set my camera up to shoot JPEG and RAW, just to have that RAW file in case I want to change, you know, the look after I've shot it. You could open up the RAW inside the camera in the RAW processing feature and process it all in camera, which is a class feature in itself. But now something that LUMIX has introduced while RAW processing with the L10 is an option called Load My Photo Style. That means you can open a RAW image in RAW processing and quickly load in one of your other looks to the RAW image, hit save, and save out a brand new JPEG with a completely new look on it. It's a genius addition from LUMIX, and I'm so happy that they've introduced it. So there you go, that's my favorite thing about this new LUMIX L10, the function switch. I'd say not as many people are as gassed on it as I am, but I think out of everything that LUMIX give this camera, that's definitely my favorite feature. Do let me know your thoughts on the L10 in the comments below. I know it's confused, it's a camera that's confused a lot of people out there, but it's one of those ones that makes sense as soon as you start shooting with it. If you're interested in shooting JPEGs and getting great looking images straight out of the camera, you can find loads of useful stuff over on my website, including LUTs and looks for LUMIX cameras. Again, my website is rawsonisjpegs.com. If you're over there and you find anything useful, or you just want to support me and my channel, you can drop a tip in the tip jar and it would be like massively appreciated. Anyway, please subscribe if you like this video for more videos or whatever. Oh, I hate this bit. Like, you know what to do. You know what to do. I'll see you soon.